Alright, from the home page, I would like everyone to just access a course of yours. Preferably the first one, so you know which one you've done. So up the top, in courses, I'm going to go to my Year 10 IST course. Once you open up that course, these are all the steps that are on that document there for you. On the left, just click on, first off, I should mention that down the bottom, you'll notice that there's a hidden folder called Interim Report Term 1. This contains the assignments that are the items of the work habits we're grading. I decided to go for assignments, which unfortunately leaves this material section residue, as opposed to grading columns, because these are shareable, whereas grading columns aren't. So it allowed me to do, and Luke mostly, to do the work for you and put them into your course. And at the same time, we can put them in a folder and make this folder visible at one go, so that all 4 categories, all results for all students, just become immediately available in one go. The alternative is, if we picked a grading column, for those who know what I'm talking about, you would need to click through each one and select Show to Student in each result. So I traded off a little bit of a folder residue for ease and efficiency when it comes time to entering, sharing and releasing our results. So that is sitting in your materials section. Please don't delete that. It is important. Okay, on the left, click on Gradebook and click on Grade Setup that appears underneath Gradebook. In this section, for those who haven't visited this before, this is where you can do a bit of the nuts and bolts fiddling with your gradebook and get it set up the way you want. There are 2 things that I couldn't do, or Luke couldn't do for you. One of those is, when I imported in the grading category, Interim Report Term 1, apologies, I moved that up the top already, but when that gets pushed out, it appears at the bottom of your list. And what that means when parents and students look at this is that the interim reports, they're going to have to scroll down past everything you've ever assessed in Schoology to see that bit. We want that at the top. We want that to be the first thing that parents see when they log in. So can everyone click on the little arrow, the up and down arrow next to Interim Report Term 1 and drag it up the top. Beautiful. As mentioned, Luke is doing that for some people right now. Okay, once that's up the top, just scroll down a little bit and hit the blue Save Changes at the bottom. Make sure we save that change. The next little thing that we need to do, if you scroll down to the bottom of the grade setup page, the heading is automatically calculated grades, and you need to tick hide overall grade and hide grading period grades. Once you tick both of those, again, click Save Changes. Okay, filling in the report itself. Let's head back to Gradebook. So click on Gradebook on the left. This will take you back to your grid view. Now, if you're anything like me, you've already got a bit in here, and it's pretty full, and it might be time consuming to find the 4 items we need to grade. The advantage of putting them all under that interim report grading period is that we can filter our view by clicking up the top and selecting Interim Report Term 1. This will only show you the 4 things you need to fill in for your interim reports. Now, you'll notice just in my course here that these 2 columns here are grayed out. That is because I've hidden them. They won't show up. They still sit here in our view, unfortunately, but they won't show up when the students or parents log in. And I'll show you their view after we fill in one here, what they see. Okay, as I said, the 4 across the top, we've got work habit number 4, punctuality. Participation and collaboration, sorry. We've got number 3, organisation, number 1, diligence in class, and number 2, completion of set tasks. There are 2 ways you can enter this data. Because they're set up as assignments, I've set the scale up, the assignment points, like the total points up and stuff, so that you can enter in a number that correlates to a certain descriptor. Clicking on any box, you get a list of the descriptors you can choose. So if you would like to click and select which one you want to choose, you may do that. Otherwise, the assignment is out of 4 points because there are 4 things to pick. So the number 4, if you just type in 4 here, that correlates to consistently. If you type in a number 3, that's your usually, a number 2 is your needs improvement, and a number 1 is needs immediate attention. So again, there's 2 options. You may click in each box, the little drop box will appear and you can select which one. That's ultimately the slower way of doing things because you're waiting for that box to appear and then you're clicking again on what you want. the quicker way, and in the document there, I've written that 4 equals consistently, 3 equals usually. You can just punch in and punch the TV. You can punch in all those numbers straight away. Bear in mind that in your view, again, this is Schoology and it's American, they really love their numbers. We will always see the numbers. Our grid will be full of 4s and 3s and 2s and hopefully no 1s. But when we look at the student-parent version, it will show not those numbers, but the words that they're matching up to. So I'll fill in my first one here, Alexander Clark, and update him tomorrow about what I did. So his participation and collaboration is great. His organisation, yeah, he's usually organised. He kind of forgets his book every now and again. His diligence in class, you know, it's shocking, absolutely shocking, and he's pretty good at getting tasks done. So I've filled in him. Ultimately, you would probably want to go down when you do them so that you're judging the same criteria over and over again. And I'd do all of the participation and collaboration in one go. To check what parents and students see, you've got this little bar graph next to their name. And that is a shortcut view to get to their report card. So I click on that. It opens up a new window. And as you can see, the very first thing right at the top is the interim report category because we moved it to the top. Underneath, it's organised. You may have noticed in my grade book that 2 came before 1 came and then 2 was after it or something weird. It's fine here. It's organised alphabetically. And you can see there, each of those letters that they match up to, or the numbers that we typed in, match up to the corresponding descriptor here. They've got little band symbols next to them because that folder is currently hidden, so we can punch these values in to our heart's content. We can change them as much as we want. Parents and students cannot see this just yet. And until we make that folder visible, that will remain so. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of this max points. I'm trying to be in consultation with Schoology to get rid of that. We don't care if the thing is worth 4 because that's nothing to do with what we're actually trying to report here. So in the time being, I apologise that I can't get rid of that for you. Yeah, ultimately these are the descriptors here, and parents will be able to click on these tasks and be taken to the assignment window where there's, if more detail is needed around what they are, they can read what those little dot points are about what diligence or participation or completion of set tasks may mean.